Aloha and Tashi Delay from Kauai Tibetan Buddhist Dharma Center here on the island of Kauai in Hawaii. We present this class every Thursday night, 6 to 8 o'clock. And this makes number the 30th year that we've been doing it. And the classes are recorded for people living in other time zones on our website, hawaiidharma.org. I'm Lama Tashi. When we introduce these classes with the practices of Tibetan Buddhism, the purpose is to show the energy program of shamanistic Lamaism, which is a unique form of what they call Buddhism. But it's really not Buddhism. It's not a religion. It's a healing program that allows one to use everything to gain a state of insight or liberation from the egocentric drama mind. And when I say everything, I mean even the emotions, which are actually most important in Tibetan Buddhism. And that includes the most violent, harmful ones like anger, hatred, rage, jealousy, pride or arrogance, stupidity, bewilderment, fear, hope, those kind of things, which most people they don't have a clue what to do about their emotional program. And in the forms of healing on the planet, there really is no proven way to use these conflicting emotional energy programs, which we constantly generate with our thoughts and with our physical sensations in union with the world around us and the beings in it. And so in Tibetan Buddhism, that all the lamas integrate what is called the 5 Buddha family. And these 5 Buddha families are treating the cause with these practices of how to turn the painful, harmful energy of our own mind into its natural state. And the key word in all of this is truth. And so all of us are aware of our relative situation, aware of who we are, but the storyline isn't true. And that's called relative truth. And it pervades the human condition on this planet. In this same consciousness of awareness that constantly connects to this, what we call deluded, ignorant way of being in the human condition, we have awareness of higher states of intelligence. It's called transcending awareness. And what that means is, with the guidance of the Lama, you use these methods, these techniques, to move out of the Hinayana drama, dualistic, fixating situation into a state of consciousness where that doesn't exist. And the simplicity of it escapes the mind of the thinker thinking. And so all the lamas, all my teachers, which I have uncountable at this stage, because I started connecting to this through Kala Rinpoche and Lama Rinchen 50 years ago. And finally took refuge in 1977 and started doing the practices of what they call the path of skillful means. And so I've constantly studied and searched for books that help us to liberate ourselves, each one liberating his or her own self, in as short a time as one lifetime. And so the 5 Buddha families, which comprise all of the path of skillful means, peaceful and protector deities, symbols, I'm going to read from Lama Sutram Alion's book, Wisdom Rising, which introduces the 5 Buddha families and the tantric practice of the 5 Dakini, states of wisdom. She says, by working with the 5 Buddha families, we are trying in these practices to develop some basic understanding of how to see things in their absolute essence, their own, what we call innate nature, which each one of us possess. We can use this knowledge with regard to anything, such as painting, poetry, arranging flowers, making films, composing music, growing gardens, recycling, anything. It is connected with the relationships between people. These 5 Buddha family principles will cover the whole of the human dimension of our perceptions. Everything that we think about or perceive with our body and mind, our thought. I'm going to skip over 2 pages to give you a short excerpt of where we are according to Lama Sutra Maya. It says, these 5 families are used by us in a state where all 5 are even and connected. And when we do these practices, that connection is all 5 are one. In the same way as the earth, water, fire, air, and space, which make everything in the universe and creation, even our thought, are connected. You can't have one without the other. You can separate them for healing modalities of various kinds, which we do that at the beginning of this class with the 5 elements. But when you move into the category of the 5 families, the simplicity of it escapes you because it looks like 5 different things, like you have anger, jealousy, attachment, aversion, and ignorance, delusion. Those five are the five major energy programs that drive us crazy. And those can't be separate. They come up separately. They're felt and acted out in some cases separately, but they're always there because you're always thinking, and you're thinking dualistically. Myself and others separate. And that's the cause of the dysfunction, that idea of separation. And in our society, from the top down, that idea of separation is totally enforced from birth. And I'm talking about religiously, philosophically. How about corporately, militarily, socially? And that's not working out. So now we start with practice. Earth, water, fire, air, and space is the nature of our body, which creates anger, jealousy, pride, ignorance, and two of the worst things that drive us insane is fear and hope, which are totally wasted energy. Fear is based on the past, always being in the past. Hope is always thinking about the future. Now, those two don't exist. The past is gone and the future hasn't happened. What's missing is the ability to stay present. So we have 5 bodhisattva trainings to start with. Generosity, morality, patience, perseverance, and meditative concentration using the imagination on 2 levels, the relative level and the absolute level. But those 5 lead us into the spatial awareness of our own innate nature. And that's where the Tibetan Buddhist practices of the Sutra and Tantra, which are called the Path of Skillful Means, enter into our training with the guidance of the Lama. And there's a lot of people that I know personally that think they can do better on their own. And they actually come to me for guidance. But they have their own ideas of how to be happy. And they keep coming back unhappy. So anyway, when you see this stupa, this is the 5 Buddha families. This is earth, water, fire, air, space, and your awareness of how to use them. This is pride. This is anger. This is jealousy, stupidity, and your awareness at the top, knowing that none of those are worthwhile. Until you get the guidance of a Lama that shows you that energy is energy. Light and space pervades everything, is the nature of everything, including your thoughts. That's too simple. And so with this class, we jump right to the fifth Bodhisattva discipline. Meditation using the imagination with symbols. And we apply these directly to your body and the world around you. So sit with your back straight, hands in a comfortable position, either in your lap or on your, maybe palms down or up on your knees. Head tilted a little forward, eyes half open. Soften your gaze to the space about 2 feet in front. Mouth slightly open if you can't breathe through your nose. When you have these 6 mudras I just described, then bring your awareness, they call it focus, through your breath. And for a few moments, just watch the spontaneous activity of the diaphragm expanding and contracting with the inhale and the exhale. Spontaneous. Without this function, no life. Then you bring your awareness to that powerful life force, the breath, to increase the energy of life in your body. And then as this develops and becomes more healthy, then extend it outward. So inhale, exhale, 3 times. Inhale, exhale. 1 more time. With the next inhale, imagine the air that you are breathing possessing the 5 elements as light filling your lungs, just your lungs. Then imagine the energy of the elements pervading every cell in your body as a flashing red light going through your entire form. Then bring these 2 codes of the white and red with the exhale out your nose as blue light to space. And the color blue being the color of our sky, ocean, and so forth, is said to be the most healing code for us. Inhale white light, fill your lungs. The air is energy passing through your body is red light. These 2 blended together become the blue light exhaled out your nose to space. And we use the symbol of space because it's completely inhabited by sentient beings. There isn't anywhere in the universe you can't find a life form. Now, using this 3 colored light breathing technique, we use the term prana yoga. Count 21 of these 3 light breaths. Count to yourself. Inhale, white, red. Exhale, blue. 21 times. When you reach the 21st count, take your focus off your breath. Collect the three lights, white, red, and blue codes, and condense them into a tiny particle of light and create a bindu in the center of your chest. We use the term chakra, heart chakra, with that tiny point of light, and think of it in the central channel of your life force. The moment you do that, light cannot be separate. It merges with the infinite light of boundless space. So for a few moments, relax in that dimension of the mother element of space. Everything in the entire universe, all of samsara, the drama world, and all of nirvana, the heavenly worlds, exists in this dimension. So simply be present and allow your consciousness to contemplate space. Then resume your meditation by again imagining the particle in your heart chakra. And visualize it grow into a tiny sphere, as small as you can imagine, of clear light. Like a bubble. Then imagine that sphere of clear light grow in size to about the size of your thumbnail, creating a symbol of the element of fire, which is visualized as a four-sided pyramid with a base, red in color, about the size of your thumbnail, in your heart chakra. Generally speaking, this is called radiation. And when applied to the body, it's called warmth. This all-pervasive symbol used for healing visualize it to move out in front of your chest and up before your eyes, 2 feet in front. Then expand it in size to a large tent and see of red light and see your form sitting inside just as you are. This 4-sided pyramid labeled fire is healing your body in the same way the body keeps its own temperature naturally. Then we share this healing energy with the world around us by imagining the 4-sided pyramid, red pyramid, to expand in size to completely enclose an area of about 50 miles in diameter. Here we imagine the island of Kauai and some surrounding ocean enclosed in this symbol. Applying the healing energy to all the sentient beings in that area. Then expand it in size to completely enclose Mother Earth, including her atmosphere. Then expand it in size to completely enclose our solar system. The next step is to imagine it to grow in size to completely enclose our spiral dish-shaped galaxy. Benefiting the infinite number of beings in the galaxy. Then move beyond the ability of your perceptual mind and visualize it to merge with boundless space. Because all light contains this healing energy of fire. As before, just remain present and relax and contemplating space. No meditation necessary. Then continue the practice by again imagining the four-sided pyramid of fire enclosing the galaxy, smaller to just enclose the solar system. Shrink it to just enclosing Mother Earth. Then the city, town, or a large area where you are practicing, 50-mile diameter. Then take all of that energy and shrink it to the size of a large room and see your form sitting inside this healing energy of the six-sided pyramid labeled fire. Simply be present. And alert. To finish the practice, bring the symbol to in front of your eyes to its original small size of your thumbnail. Drop it to chest level into your heart chakra. Condense it in size to a tiny point of light and again relax in the all ground of space. Be present, relax. Then take this evolving state of awareness that is generated by this three lights, five elements healing practice to in front of your eyes. Then spread its influence to the benefit of others. And we bring the five elements, earth, water, fire, air, and space, and the five Buddha families together and think. That infinite healing is taking place everywhere for everyone. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. If you do that, you're entering into the mind of the Bodhisattva. And when you enter into Bodhisattva training school, you take refuge. And you're taking refuge with your own true nature. Of intelligent awareness to bring limitless sentient beings to understand just that in themselves. So we state that in English. in order to attain enlightenment for ourselves and limitless sentient beings, our mothers. We now all together take refuge and offer prostrations and other powerful healing practices. And using the Sanskrit language, which carries the power of the Buddha's mind and teachings down to the present day, we'll say this altruistic motivation prayer in Sanskrit. Dag dong jowa nampe dadong yampe semchen dong che dudi ne junte jisi cheng chu ding po la chi pi bardu. Then we'll say the refuge prayer of the 6 refuges in Sanskrit, then in English. Valden Lama Dampa Namla Chatsu Chiyo Yedam Shokorgi Lapso Namla Chatsu Chiyo Sanjay Chom Dende Namla Chatsu Chiyo Dampe Chur Namla Chatsu Chiyo Palpe Gendo Nama Chatsu Chiyo Pao Kandro Chokyo Sume Sho Yushe Ki Shenda Dempa Namla Chatsu Chiyo. We go for refuge to all the glorious holy Lama. We go for refuge to all the items or the symbols and deities gathered in our mandala practice. We go for refuge to all the Buddhas, those humans who have conquered their mind and gone beyond. We go for refuge to all the Supreme Dharma. We go for refuge to all the noble Sangha. And we go for refuge to the Dakas and Dakinis, who are the protectors and defenders of the Dharma. All of these 6 refuges possess the eye of transcending awareness. Then we say the Bodhisattva prayer of the 6 Bodhisattva training, called the 6 perfections. Sanjay Chodam Chopi Chodam La Cheng Chu Bardu Dagni Chatsu Jagi Jetso Jipe Sona Jola Penjer Sanjay Jupa. Through the Buddha, Dharma, and this Supreme Assembly, we go for refuge until we attain enlightenment as a Buddha. May I, through practicing the 6 perfections, the 6 Bodhisattva disciplines of training, accomplish Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Now these 3, the motivation, the 6 supports, called the 6 refuges, the 3 jewels of Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, the 3 roots of Tantra, Lama deities and protectors, Yidams, Dakinis, all of this is a support And it is absolutely necessary to have the support if you wish to become a realized human being while in the human condition. Then practicing the 6 bodhisattvas of what I call Bodhisattva Training School helps you to move quickly to accomplish your own liberation. Nobody can do it for you. But with proper guidance and practice, specifically on a daily basis, and in some cases at night, you can quickly reach this state of higher intelligence. And what happens is you liberate yourself with the same emotional conflictions that are causing you so much pain and suffering. Because the 5 elements are infinite. This is a term that religious people, which we are not a religion, apply to the heavenly gods and goddesses. But this infinite situation for us is the universe as it is. And in certain states of meditation, your realization is gained by just being peaceful. Reaching a state of calm abiding, which all the Buddha images show that. For instance, the one over my left shoulder. And this one, Manjushri, with his sword raised in the sky, and his thumb and ring finger holding a lotus, holding the Heart Sutra. Prajnaparamita discloses to Chenrezig the state of absolute truth. In its ultimate simplicity, is stated as form is emptiness and emptiness is form. And that applies to everything, your thoughts, your body, the whole entire universe, and everybody in it. And so, understanding comes to you through this Heart Sutra as Prajnaparamita, and her teaching symbol is the Bodhisattva Manjushri, which is Chenrezig in the Vajra family of knowledge and wisdom, working in a state called intuitive awareness. Now, this intuitive state of awareness is present in every woman on the planet, whether they acknowledge it or use it or not. Why? Because they bring the humans into this world. And they also know that by doing that, the relationship between the mother and the child is unconditional. In what way? With love. Unconditional love. Now that's natural But for men, it has to be learned. Why? Because we don't have this quality of intuitive awareness. We don't function that way. And this industrial age has made it harder and harder for us to get to that, use that quality. So with Manjushri, it brings that out, this practice. And yes, it's the path of skillful means, which is not Hinayana, not Hindu, not self-realizers who never get to be realized. This is to speed the process up to generate that quality in your workplace, where you are. And the Manjushri is the mind of the Lama of knowingness, knowledge. But that's to handle the overpowering thinking mind. Think, 24/7. But this is necessary so that you can connect to the unthinking nature of your mind as a state of awareness that is liberating from pain and suffering. And more importantly, it helps you to understand the guidance of the teachers, the Dalai Lama. For instance, yesterday was his birthday. He's 87, 3 years older than me. Smiling, cutting his cake. 100,000, 150,000 people wishing him happy birthday. Amazing. He's my teacher. I mean, not just from hearing him, not just from reading books or watching videos or seeing him on the net, personally. And that personal connection with the Lama is ego busting. I mean, in Berkeley, California, I went up with my good friend Jaldi, my girlfriend, Marja's sister, to offer cottage to the Dalai Lama. Lama Rinchen was there. He pulled up the chain so that we could go under and cut into line. And so we went up and we offered the Dalai Lama this honorific symbol of a white scarf, which he showed yesterday. He gave to this woman who was wishing him happy birthday, one of the students. I didn't know anything. I mean that. A complete blank. I couldn't say anything. I think I was smiling. I know I was in a state of bliss. But I walked away. All I could do was breathe. You know? It's like a bolt of lightning. It's there and it's gone. But for that split second, intuitive awareness entered my stream of being. That's way too simple. But then You have to practice it. You have to garden it. You have to grow it until it starts to evolve naturally into what's more appropriate, what's more beneficial, what's healthy. So we're going to do this practice. I'm going to present it in its entirety with what is called the wand, the empowerment, the tree, how to do it, and the loom, the guidance of my voice. Loom is wind. And then, if you want to, you can practice. The seed syllable is the seed syllable of light. This is called the creation vibration of the universe of light. And in Sanskrit, which is all about vibrating energy, it is the sound D, D-H-I in Tibetan. D. And it looks like a letter U on its side with a little hook over it. And then down here it has a little it's a question mark. This D, I, D. This goes in the heart chakra. What is this? It's the sound of liberation. It's the nature of the universe and every thought that you think. It's where they come from, what they are, and where they go. It's all your physical perception. It's the entire universe around you. It's a vibrating energy of light. It's a scientific fact. They're nothing but a bunch of atoms. We are nothing but a bunch of light. So D. Then with that vibration energy in the heart chakra, which is our place of loving kindness, the basis of the practice, and concern for the well-being of all others, that they reach liberation, Buddhahood. With compassion and kindness as the base, then the D activates the mind of thinking. It goes in there, it's like a spark. Then the next transmission is the vibration of being the rainbow body of this deity. This is how the path of skillful means works to overcome the emotional program. And I mean, any one of 84,000 different conflicting emotions. 24,000 in 5 categories, and so forth. But this is simply being a rainbow body that doesn't exist as a symbol. Manjushri, the blazing Vajra sword, which has the handle of the 5 elements, 5 wisdom Vajra, to cut through your ignorance of thinking you're separate, thinking you exist. It's an illusion. Got to cut through. Then the teaching of Prajnaparamita is where all the Buddhas come from, all the Bodhisattvas, all the Lamas, all the teachers of all of the appropriate way of being in the human condition. Symbolized by a lotus sun and mundi, this beautiful in color, red, with the text of the Heart Sutra. Form is emptiness, emptiness is form. And that sutra is about this thick of 400,000 ways to say and understand just that. dressed in silks and jewels. The 6 kinds of jewelry that he's wearing are the 6 Bodhisattva disciplines. He has a white kata, which means auspicious, and 5 colors of silks is the 5 elements, and the 5 Buddha families crowns his head. And he's in the Vajra family, indestructible, mirror-like wisdom, symbolized by an empty mirror, surrounded by the golden Dharma symbol. And I put this symbol here, which we've been using for 30 years, here on Kauai and 20 on Maui, of the 5 elements and the 5 spheres of enjoyment. Energy fields. They're all one energy field, but you can enjoy them 5 different ways. You can apply them 5 different ways. A state of unity, a state of action, a state of insight, a state of equality, and a state of discerning what's appropriate. And these 5 states are your awareness, your most intelligent states of awareness, not drama mind awareness. They burn that up. And they're not separate from the 5 elements in it. This is on a sheet of plastic, so if I hold it up to the light itself blends the color codes the same on both sides. Water, air, space, earth, fire. Wisdom of equality, wisdom of action, wisdom of insight, wisdom of equanimity, wisdom of discerning what's appropriate, what's beneficial, what works. And that's called the mind empowerment. So to receive the empowerment, the Lama in front of you represents all the Lamas of Tibetan Buddhism and all the teachings from 2,600 years ago, Shakyamuni Buddha, down through India, Tibet, and all the countries to us here in Hawaii and around the world. And from this Lama in front of you, white light with the sound Om enters into your head. As the empowerment to be the deity, Manjushri, in practice, this rainbow body symbol. Then with the sound on, red light from the Lama's throat to your throat, the vibration of the D with the energizing mantra of Manjushri to affect your wisdom in your speech. And then blue light from the Lama's heart with the sound Hum into your heart center as the wisdom transmission of higher states of intelligence available to you. When you can see these 3 lights, the white, the red, and the blue, shining into you simultaneously, then the Lama in front melds into you like water into water. This is the empowerment of the unity of the body, speech, and mind of the Lama becoming your way of being. Then the Om and the Ah and the Hum appear inside the central channel, inside your body. The white Om comes down into the red Ah, and those 2 merging together into the blue Hum. Then all 3 together become the 4th empowerment of the sound D, which is used in meditation with the mantra. You are now Manjushri as a rainbow body illusory symbol. Then you sound the mantra of the 3 Om, Ah, and Hum. And as you do, feel the Om energy through your body, the Ah energy, the vibration of your speech, and the Hum energy as your kindness of heart to do the practice. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Ah. Inhale. Om. 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 D. And we sound the D 10 times. 3 for your body, 4 for body, speech, and mind in a state of unity or wisdom. And the result of 3 being the 3 Buddha Kayas, Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya, vehicles of awareness. D, 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 D. Now you as Manjushri with the D in your heart center, visualize your mother in front who made you as Manjushri. Then project this awareness symbol to your father and all your relatives, friends, lovers, everybody you have karma with, pet, even pets. To all the humans on the planet, 7 to 8 billion humans, as Manjushri. Then project it to all the animals in the ocean and on the land. Uncountable, as Manjushri. And then present it to the 4 spirit worlds that inhabit the entirety of our universe, space. The heavenly realms, the war and war god realms, the deprived spirit realms, and the demon spirit. As Manjushri. But you're filling the universe, but you're filling your mind, which is creating this universe, as a mandala of this symbolic practice. And when you do that, then the mantra of the Manjushri appears as 10 letters circling the D. Om, Ra, Pa, Sa, Na, Di, Soha. Om, Ra, Pa, Sa, Na, Di, Soha. 9 symbols. The D in the middle makes the 10th. The D is the creation sound. The others are facing outward and move counterclockwise around the D. And all of this enclosed in a little sphere of 5-colored light about the size of your thumb. In your heart chakra. When you visualize from your heart chakra, building the image of you as this deity, Manjushri, this rainbow body of light. And then with the mantra, goes to every sentient being you can think of. Heaven to hell and in between. Om Aranpasa Nadi So. 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 Now you're in a natural setting in the sky of your mind with the sun and moon present and with rainbows around you and clouds in a state of spatial awareness on a planet as a human being in this radiant light energy form. Om Aranpasa Nadi So. Om Aranpasa Nadi So. Om Aranpasa Nadi So. Om Aranpasa Nadi So. Your ordinary body doesn't exist. This rainbow body of light as the deity takes its place. This opens up what we call the 84,000 Dharma doors or energy points in your body. They're called nadis, channel. Om Aranpasa Nadi So. Om Arapatanadi Soha. Om Arapatanadi Om Arapatanadi Soha. Soha. Om Arapatanadi Soha. Om Arapatanadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Om Arapatanadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Om Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Om Nadi Soha. Om Nadi Soha. Om Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. So your speech is the speech of all the lamas and Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Your body is the rainbow body of all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, lamas, yidams, protectors. Your mind is the intelligence that gender loving kindness and compassion with power and insight all together. You can't have one without the other. If one of those four is missing, it won't work. It'll cause dysfunction. Compassion, loving kindness, power over the mind, and insight into what's appropriate, intelligent, beneficial. Om Arapatanadi Soha, 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 Nadi Soha, Om Arapatanadi Soha, Om Arapatanadi Soha, Om Arapatanadi Soha, Nadi Soha, Om Arapatanadi Soha, Om Arapatanadi Soha, Nadi Soha, Nadi Soha, Nadi Soha, Amora Bada Nadi Soha, Amora Bada Nadi Soha. So if you use the mala 108 beads, you count 100 towards your accomplishment. And you do that 1,000 times. 100,000 recitations of Om Arapatanadi Soha, generating the D in your heart chakra and all sentient beings as Manjushri. And then there's two more parts to this practice that speed things up. You specifically intend the results of the mantra, your visualization of all beings being Manjushri, and the seesaw will be going to the heavenly realms, the war god realm, war gods and goddesses, the deprived spirits, the demon spirits, and everywhere for animals and humans, wherever they take birth on planet. And when you do that, you shorten the mantra to Om Arapatanadi. Then the blazing energy of the mantra becomes wrathful. And the sword is visualized standing upright with the Vajra handle connected to 6 swords laying flat, pointing to the 6 realms, blazing with energy of the D on the sword standing. Om, Ah, Ra, Va, Sa, Na, D. Om, Ra, Va, Sa, Na, D. Om, Ra, Va, Sa, Na, D. Om, Ra, Sa, Na, D. Om, Ra, Sa, Na, D. Om, Ra, Va, 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 Sa, Na, D. And as this mantra is sounded, then all the heavenly realms of the arrogant gods of all the religions no more arrogant, loving kindness, compassion, power, and insight. And then with the war and war gods, demigods of any kind. Then with the deprived spirits, pretas, many, many categories, infinite in number. No more neediness. And then in the hatred and anger realms of the demon spirit, no more anger. Gone. Loving kindness takes its place. Concern for the well-being takes place. Insight into the true nature of everything is light takes place. And higher states of intelligence replace the thinking, emotionally constricted states of awareness. Omar Abhajanadi, 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 Nadi, Omar Abhajanadi, Omar Abhajanadi, Omar Abhajanadi, Omar Abhajanadi. Omar Abhajanadi, 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 Nadi, Omar Abhajanadi. Then all those sentient beings, your mothers, now become your children. Infinite in number, filling space as Manjushri. They all dissolve into you, into an infinite light energy program filling space with the sound D. And it flashes from your heart center as liberation for infinite sentient beings from their drama mind. So you focus on the D, and like a supernova, all form becomes light, energy. Flash it from your heart center throughout the 6th realm. D, 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 D. Light in space is the nature of voidness and bliss. Relax. The open, clear, naked, in the present moment. With vivid awareness. Then you move from this state of voidness, the accomplishment stage of this deity yoga. The mantra stage is called the creation stage. These two together, you take to your post-meditational state of your practice. In your interaction with others in the world around you, you think of this as the mandality of whatever yidam deity, like Manjushri, that you are practicing with the guidance of the Lama. Having received the empowerment, it applies to all the forms of Manjushri. 2-arm, 4-arm, 6-arm, 8-arm, whatever. You receive the wand, the empowerment to be the deity, the tree, how to use it, and the loom, the energy for your speech accomplishment using mantra and other methods. Now, where does Manjushri and all these 1,000 deities of the Tibetan shamanistic tradition come from? This universe is a life support system, like the mother for her only child. And the whole universe is beginningless and endless, with no middle, timeless. And the mother of perfect wisdom is the Dharmakaya of the universe. In other words, this entire universe is a family, and the mother of perfect wisdom with humans is the Dharmakaya. And that means the whole universe is an energy training program for all beings to become into the human condition and become realized. Simple as that. Omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent in their body, speech, and mind, which means infinite in their body, speech, and mind. In their lifestyle, application, and roaming. You know? Roaming means no more rebirth in heaven or hell or human unless it's appropriate. Hungry ghost, animal, you just be available, like the universe is to you, the ultimate mother. And then all of the male deities are the energy of the methods to be a loving, kind, considerate, intuitive human being. And she holds this heart sutra in her right hand, teaching all the bodhisattvas, form is emptiness, emptiness is form. Every thought is a form. It doesn't exist. Every body is a form. It's nothing but light, energy. Then in the right hand, she holds either a vajra or a mala, or both, which is the symbol of the tantric tradition of the 5 Buddha families and 5 elements as the only way to get there. Where? Nowhere. You don't have to rotate through the heaven and hells anymore. And if you decide to come into the human condition, you come into the human condition as a Vajra body, only to train humans how to be okay. And apply that okayness infinitely to everyone and everything. Prajnaparamita. Paramita means beyond thought. Para, beyond, mita, thinking. You operate with intelligence without thinking. How do you destroy your thinking? Is by removing the judgment of the thinking. And once you accomplish that, with the help of the guidance of the teacher and these practices, then the thoughts are nothing. They're like your body, they're a life form, their nature is illusory. They come out of the space, they appear, and they go away. And they take the judgment and the emotions with them if you practice. Then after a while, you start to notice thinking, awareness. And then you start to notice no judgment, intelligence, intuitive, kind, considerate, loving towards everyone, everything, and your environment. Instead of destroying your environment like we're doing on this planet today, we take care of it. It's the mother. So this becomes 100% the principle of everything. And that is the 5 Buddha family. And the 5 elements. And your mind turns into an empty mirror. Everything's coming in. Your body, your sensual perception. And reflects back out. What is the empty mirror is your awareness that that's all just a light show. And slowly, 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 the Vajra mind starts to take wherever comes into the mirror and bounces back, takes some of that energy of the mirror back with it. Indestructibility, omniscient. There's nothing beyond that. And nothing is nowhere. And so now you've gotten yourself into where am I going? To nowhere in particular. You leave the body, you hang. That's the kids' term. What are you doing? Oh, we're hanging. What do you do when you're hanging? Nothing. Well, that's very insightful. So now we're going to say the mantra of Prajnaparamita. And the seed syllable is the same as the elemental symbol we use for healing space. And it's looks like the D, but once it's closed, like a squiggly square with a little sun and moon disk over it, which symbolizes spatial awareness. And out of the sun disk is a little flame, just like the top of the Buddha has a little flame. That's intelligent awareness, which we're sadly lacking in the human condition on this planet today. So we have some encouragement to do something about it. And the more and more people that do this, which is uncountable now, there bodhisattvas are all over the planet, like the net, it's a grid. The energy of the force of this kind of not existing, separate, starts to spread. Mirror like wisdom. The seed syllable is bomb. Put that in your heart center in a 5-color sphere of light. Bomb, bomb, bomb. Bomb, 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 bomb. Bomb, bomb, bomb. 3 for your body, speech, and mind together in practice. 4 for them to be accomplishing the practice. And 3 for the universe to become the result of the practice. The Dharmakaya, the Sambhogakaya, and the Nirmanakaya of the teacher being those 2. All-pervasive mind, the bliss energy of the symbols, and the loving kindness and compassion of the teacher. The mantra of Prajnaparamita applied to every sentient being in the 6 realms, because she is a Buddha symbol. You don't need to refine it like Manjushri to each and every animal, human, and spirit. Tadyatha, collect all the wisdom energy. Om, into you. Gate, beyond the body. Gate, beyond the speech. Paragati, beyond the mind of thinking. Parasamgate, beyond the idea of anything, bliss, beyond judgment. Bodhi, Soha. Buddha nature, everybody already is that. Everywhere in the universe is a Buddha. This is a Buddha field. Be Prajnaparamitas with the bomb energy of space in your heart or your mind, and see the mantra applied to all the 6 realms of samsara and nirvana. Adyata om gate gate paragate parasamgate bodhi so. Adyata om gate gate paragate parasamgate bodhi so. Adyata om gate gate parasamgate bodhi so. She's coming out of your empty mirror of your mind. mirror-like wisdom is Prajnaparamita. In action, as the Dakini energy of the 5 elements and 5 wisdom Dakini, producing what's appropriate in our worldly situation. Tadyata Om Parsanga Bodhi Soha Tadyata Om Tadyata Parsanga Bodhi Soha Tadyata When you visualize yourself as Prajnaparamita, in front of you is a blue Dakini, wrathful in appearance with skull cup and knife, dancing on a corpse on a lotus Sanamundi. She is the Vajra Dakini. On your right is a gold Dakini with knife and skull cup, dancing on a corpse, gold in color. She is the Ratna Dakini. Behind you is a red Dakini with a skull cup and knife. She is dancing on a corpse on a sun and moon days. She is the lotus Dakini. And when you visualize to your left, there's a green Dakini of the Karma Dakini, action, green in color, with skull cup and knife, dancing on a corpse. and they are all drinking from the skull cup. And the hook knife is with their left hand, and the hook knife is pointed down to cut off any attachment to the physical world, letting it all go. And she has a Vajra staff over her left shoulder with 3 heads on it, the heads of a god, human, and demon, higher, middle, and lower realm. And it comes to a point, a 3-sided point at the bottom, which symbolizes control over the 3 worlds. Sound the mantra of Prajnaparamita and be Prajnaparamita with Vam, V-A-M, Vam in Tibetan. Vam, 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 Vam. Vam, Vam, Vam. Then the blue Vajra chondro in front. Vam, 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 Vam. Then the Ratna chondro gold dakini on the right, the south side. Long, 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 long. And the red lotus dakini behind you, lotus family. Ram, Ram, Ram. Ram, 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 Ram. And the green action karma dakini on your left. Yam, 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 yam. Then they all dissolve into Prajnaparamita with infinite retinues of dakinis in every direction, chondros. Then you dissolve into the Vam in your heart center, and the 5-color sphere of light. It expands to the totality of space, relaxed and present. Past is gone, future hasn't happened, the present can't be found. Voidness and bliss is the nature of the Dakini's energy she is drinking in, from the skull cup. Follow the sound of the bell. Body. Speech. Mind. We end this class tonight with dedication prayers that simply say that everything we do is to bring all sentient beings enlightenment, accomplishment, and Buddhahood in this lifetime, realizing their true nature and how to use it. May the Buddhas, Lords of Dharma, who possess the three kayas and the 10 wisdoms, all the gurus, yidams, dakinis, Dharma protectors, and all other wisdom beings, may they all witness with kindness this dedication, prayer of merit and practice to everyone. In this and other lives, by all my meritorious deeds of body, speech, and mind are simply for the sake of benefiting living beings. May all the emotional defilements become transformed into occasions for spiritual progress. May the appearances arising before my mind come under my control. For my own sake, may I attain the all-pervasive nature and understanding of the Dharmakaya. For as long as samsara is not emptied, may I achieve a great wave of good deeds for the sake of others. May I achieve this by the means of the two form kayas, that of the teacher and that of the symbol of spiritual awareness, the deity. And with vast enlightened activities for all sentient beings, may I train each and every one according to his or her own needs. May those beings to be trained live in appropriate time for evolutionary spiritual growth. May I be skilled in means with regards to arranging auspicious circumstances. May all my connections with beings be meaningful. May this ocean of samsara quickly become empty. And may all attain the clear light of the Dharmakaya. May I accomplish this dedication and merit just as the Buddhas of the past, present, and future have accomplished and dedicated merit. Until the attainment of Buddhahood and liberation, may I be born in good families, be free from illness, possess clear faculties, and conduct myself with morality and introspection. May I be respectful by all. May I fulfill all hopes and wishes. As long as I have not manifested enlightenment, may all harm from disease, evil spirits, harmful forces, nasty humans, wild animals, demons, and the four elements become completely pacified. May my lifetime and merit increase. May all glory and wealth become vast. Then my renown as a lawless equal the sky. May all my activities of body, speech, and mind become beneficial for sentient beings. And may this ocean of samsara quickly become empty. May I now attain perfect enlightenment. This prayer was written by the great Lama Khenpo Nyaljo of the Shankar-Kagyu lineage. Devadi Nirdu Dao Chavya Champo Jugerne Toa Shinke Malapa Te Sala Koparsho Sanjay Kusu Nimpajamata Choni Megurda Pajamata Kendi Meche Do Pajamaki Kita Goma Mono Duparsho. That is virtue having realized Mahamudra may quickly establish all beings in that state, without exception, by the blessing of the three bodies of the world being accomplished, by the blessing of the truth of this Dharma being unchanging, and by the blessing of the wishes of the Sangha of this. That's us, being unwavering. May this dedication prayer be fulfilled.